Welcome back, students. So as you can see over here, I have started a class and then I'm using three different types of access modifiers. First I'm starting the access modifier public. So the scope will start over here, and until and unless I start the second access modifier, that is protected, the scope will remain. And whatever data members you are going to put in this section between this public and protected, all those data members will become public only. So when you start this protected, immediately the scope of protected will start. Protected access modifier will start, and that will remain as long as you are starting this private access modifier. This area, whatever members you are going to declare in this particular area, all those data members will become protected. And after that, yes, from here to this closing brace, from here to this closing brace, this section, this area is for private data members or private member functions. So in this way, complete class can be divided into different access modifiers. If you don't put any access modifier, let us assume that before this public you are writing some data members. So those data members will become private. So here that I will explain. See, here I am taking one data member as double length, and then I am starting public, my access modifier, then double breadth. So over here, how many data members I have? Two data members I have. One is length and the other one is breadth. I am taking another one, a member function I am taking, double get volume. So this is my member function. So now total three members I have, two data members and one is member function. So for this length, I don't specify any access modifier over here. I am not specifying any access modifier over here. So here it will be considered as default access modifier. That is nothing but my private access modifier. So for this class, this length data member will become private. Even though you are not specifying any data member, any access modifier over here, by default the compiler will consider the access modifier as private. So that you have to remember. If you are not specifying any data access modifier, by default the access modifier will be private. So next thing, public I am declaring a data member, and this get volume member function will also have this public access modifier. Okay, so here the public access modifier scope will start and here it will end. So how these public, private, protected access modifiers will differ, that we have to understand. So public means open to the world, that you already know. Whenever you are uploading a video on your YouTube channel and you are making it as public, that will be visible to the entire world. That will be visible to the entire world. In that same way, in your class, when you are declaring a data member as public, that is open to the world. Any class, any member function can access that data member. Okay, it is open to the world. Complete access, not only to the owner as well as to the others. Okay, anybody can access that data member. Even outside the class, anybody can access that data member without any restriction. Without any restriction. So the public access modifier, how we start? Simply you have to write public followed by the colon. You have to write public and followed by the colon. And after that specification, after that access modifier specification, whatever data members you are going to put, all those data members will become public, open to the world. Okay, so yeah, here you can see they can be accessed without any restriction by all the member functions. Okay. So this is public. Quickly we'll see how we can use these public access modifiers in our program, and we will see how the data members can be accessed even outside the class. That I will show you with the help of a program. So quickly, I have started this Dave CPP IDE, and over here I'm writing my program. So include IO stream, okay, then using namespace std, okay, int main of void, okay, then yeah, before this I have to put my class, that is class, I'm taking it as a box only, yesterday's class only, and this is my termination point. So in it, so I will declare only public data members. Public P should be small. As it is a keyword, all letters must be small. So here I am declaring my data members double length. Okay, only one data member I am declaring. Then yes, as it is public, we don't need any method, any public, any function to access that data member. Directly we can access. So here you can see I am creating a box class object, that is B1. So using this B1, yeah, whatever access you are doing inside this main function, that will be considered as out of the class, because class scope is starting at this point and ending at this point, isn't it? So class is starting at this point and ending over here. So whatever access you are going to do inside your main function, that will be considered as out of the class only. So now using that B1 dot length, okay, B1 dot length, I'm trying to initialize that length data member of the class. So I'm making it as 10. So now simply cout, we will see whether the data member is getting that value or not. So B1 or B1 length is, so print that B1 dot length. So like this, okay, like this. So whatever data members we have used, we have initiated and we have printed the same thing on the output screen. So as it is a public data member length, we can access this length out of the class without any restriction. Simply we have to use the suitable object of that class. So I told you, without object class is useless. Without object class is useless. So that is the reason why we have to create the object in order to access the data members. So as my data member is public, I don't have any restriction on that public data member. So I can easily access that one and I can easily print that one on the output screen. So quickly we'll see. So I'm taking my class name as test2.cpp. So now my program is saved and I'm executing. Yeah, compilation, it is successful without any errors. So now I will show you the output. So this is my entire program. Here I have the class and here I have my main function. Inside the class I have declared the data member as public. As my data member is public, I can access that data member outside of the class. Go to execute and run. You can see B1 length is 10. We have initialized the length as 10 and we are printing that length on the output screen that we are getting. That means we are able to access public data members even outside of the class. So now what will happen if my data member is private? Private means no access, zero access outside of the class. You cannot access those data members outside of the class. So what we have to do for that? In order to access my private data members, I have to use public methods, that you have to remember. Outside of the class, if you want to access your private members, you have to use the public methods. In that way, we are providing security to our data members. So same class box I am taking and in it, So one data member without any access modifier I am taking, that is let us assume double, okay, double length without any access modifier. So by default the access modifier will be private only. Now I am taking one public access modifier, and I am taking my variable as, data member as breadth, public breadth. So this is open to the world. This we can access without any what's called public method. So next is private double. So then height I am taking. Okay, length, breadth and height. So in it, two data members are private. This height as well as this length, they are private. The reason I have not specified any access modifier. So by default the access modifier will be private. So this length is also going to become private. Length is private, height is private. Breadth whereas it is public. So in order to access this breadth directly, I can access simply with the help of object. But to access this height and length, I don't have direct access outside of the class. I don't have direct access outside of the class. We'll see first what error we will get if we try to access this length and height outside of the class. Like how we are accessing this breadth, in that same way first we will access, and we'll see what error we will get and how to rectify that error, that also we will see. So quickly I will show you the same program. We'll go to that same program. Yeah, this is my program. So here what I have to do, yeah, this length I have to make it as default. Yeah, this length is default. Then I have to take public breadth double breadth. Then after public I want to use private double height. Okay, so I'm not using any functions. So I have created the object b1.length and I'm trying to make b1. See, here only we are not getting that breadth and length and height. So b1 dot length we have already accessed, and b1 dot breadth I am taking. Breadth equals to some 20. Then b1 dot height equals to some 30 I am taking. Okay, so accessing like this is an error because those data members are private inside my class. So now I'm taking two more. Yeah, this is length we are printing, then breadth I am printing, b1 dot breadth I am printing, and b1 dot height I am printing. Okay, so this breadth I am simply pasting over here, this height I am pasting here. So now, yes, save this program and compile. Obviously you will get error. See this double length, it is a private member. Double length is not in the context. It is showing that error. See, b1 dot length, when I am trying to access, it is saying not in the context because we don't have the access right to access that length. In that same way for this height also. But whereas for breadth we are not getting any error because breadth we can easily print on the output screen. So now how we can access the private members? If they are unaccessible, if they are restricted from access, how we can access them outside the class means we have to declare some public methods. We have to declare some public methods, and by using those public methods we can access these private members. Okay, so now what I will do, I will take I will take a method with name, because we have to take two methods, one for setting the values and other for getting the values, isn't it? Setter and getter methods, we will call them as setter and getter methods. Whenever we are accessing the private members outside of the class, we have to use setter and getter methods. So first method, void set length method, and in this we have to pass one temporary variable. Now void, same thing for get length. No void, but it will return double because my length type is double, so I have to use double get length. In that same way, I have to use two more methods for height also. Okay, two more methods for height. Void set height of double. So whenever you are setting the value, you have to pass that value as a parameter, and whenever you are getting the value, that function is going to return the value as a return type. So double get length of like this. Okay, so quickly we'll see how we can use these setter and getter methods in order to access my private members. Okay, that I will explain in the programming. So now quickly go to the class and put those methods over here as public. Again I am starting public scope, and for setting the length, set length method, and this set length is going to have double value as a parameter. Okay, so either you can write the function definition inside the class or outside the class, but we will prefer to write the definitions outside the class because in order to avoid the confusion, we can say. So now getter method, double get length of because no need to pass any parameter. Then we have height also as a private member. So again set height of double. Okay, and then get height, getter method, get height of. That's it. Now I will write the function definitions. I have used 4 functions in my program, and I have to give the definition for these 4 functions. So first function, this set length function, I'm writing the definition over here. Void, class name is box, scope resolution operator. Okay, my function name, that is set length function. Okay, here it has to take a double parameter, double d. Okay, that is length, right? So double L I am taking, and this L I have to set to this private member. This L value, whatever L value I am going to receive over here, that L value I have to set to this length data member. Okay, length member. So here this length, even though it is private, but this setter and getter methods, they are inside the class, they are not outside the class, they are inside the class, so they have the access to these private members as well. So simply by using the public methods which are there in public functions which are there inside the class, we are accessing the private data members. In that way you have to remember. Now inside this function, what I will do, length equals to L, that's it. In that way I am setting the value for my length private member. So now I want to access that private member. So getter method, get length of. So over here what we have to do, simply return length. Okay, return length. Now this function is going to return the length. Yeah, in that same way I have to write 2 more definitions for height. Okay, so void box scope resolution set height set height of double h. Double h. This h will receive from the main and will assign to this height. Okay, so over here height equals to h. Height equals to h. Next is getter method. Getter method, return type is double, box, scope resolution, get height. Okay, so return height. Return height. So now all my functions are over. See, as you can see over here, two methods, one setter method, one getter method for length, and two functions, set height and set get height for height data member. Okay, so now everything is declared, everything is defined. So quickly, in order to access this length and in order to access this height, what I have to do? I have to make use of this setter and getter methods. So directly like this, I cannot assign the value. It is an error. Already we have seen. Doing so is generating an error. So what I have to do? In place of that one, what I have to do means I have to use the setter method. B1 dot, I have to use setter method. B1 dot set length. B1 dot set length. This will assign whatever value you pass. This will assign that value. Okay, from here this 10 will be copied inside this L. Okay, over here whatever you are going to pass, okay, whatever argument you are going to pass to this set length method, that value will be copied to this set, to this L variable. At that same L we are assigning to this length. The same L we are assigning to this length. In that way, this length value will be assigned to this private member length. To this private member length. So now, how we can access? Can we print like this? Already we have seen. Doing so is giving an error. Like this, if you try to print, is giving an error. So what we have to do? Cout, okay, cout B1 length. B1 length is here, you close it. Then what we have to do? We have to call the getter method, getter function, that is get length function. Get length, that's it. This will give you the length. Instead of directly printing, we are making use of public function. We are making use of public function. So next is, okay, length, private member length we have accessed. Now another private member, that is height, we have to access. Can we do the initialization like this? Height initialization means no, we can't, because it is private. So how we have to do the initialization? With the help of setter methods. Set height. Here you can see set height. Set height and pass that value. What value you want to initialize? Simply pass that value. Set height like this. Next, can we print like this? No, we can't. So what we have to do? Again, we have to make use of getter method. B1 height is yeah, here B1 dot get height. B1 dot get height. So in this way you can print. Now you can, even though we are accessing the variables, even though we are accessing the private members with the help of public functions, I will not get any error. So now you can see, compile. Length was LENGHT. Any spelling mistake? Length I am copying from here. Where we got that error? Here we got. So now, yeah. Okay, simply it was the spelling mistake. Okay. Now, as you can see, the program is successfully compiled, and if you execute, yeah, you are getting B1 length is 10, B1 breadth is 20, and B1 height is 30. So all three data members we are able to access. By some modification, we are able to access all three data members. I told you yesterday, in order to go to the new line, what we have to do? End L we have to use. Okay, so now you can see all data members, all values will be printed in a separate line like this. B1 length 10, B1 breadth 20, B1 height 30. In that way we can access. Okay, so what we are doing, in short, what we are doing, as we are unable to access the private members, this length and this height, these two are private to my class box. As I cannot access those two private members directly outside of the class, I am making use of these public functions. I am making use of these public functions to access those data members, to access those private data members outside of my class. So another important point you have to know, not only with the help of public functions, but also with the help of friend functions, we can access these private members outside of the class. There is a concept called friend functions. Okay, that we will see in our upcoming classes. Friend functions concept, which is also very helpful in order to access the private members of your class. Okay, hope you understood these public members, private members. Okay, as far as these protected members are concerned, that we will see in the concept of inheritance. Right now, we are not discussing inheritance. Maybe in our upcoming classes, we'll see what is inheritance. When I explain the concept of inheritance, there we will see how this protected data, access modifier is going to help us in the concept of inheritance. Thank you very much. Rest of the things we'll see in our next video.